Sam, how's morale?
Morale is good. I got back from Wimbledon a couple days ago, and now I'm just enjoying a week off at home in California.
Are people treating you differently after the win?
No, not really. I mean, I think it was more of a shock in London than it is here. Tennis isn't the most popular sport in America, but I guess people watch Wimbledon a little bit. So it's pretty much the same old for me.
You beat Murray, but the previous year you beat Djokovic. Bigger victory for you?
Definitely Murray, just because the Murray match was in a quarterfinal and the Djokovic match was in a third round. They both felt similar, but just because this year winning in the quarterfinal and making my first semifinal, the stage was bigger. So definitely this year. Any
trash talking that goes on?
Unfortunately not. All the tennis guys, if you take every guy in the top 100, everyone is pretty nice. Everyone gets along in the locker room, but sometimes I think it would be good for tennis if we had a little bit of trash talking like we had in the 70s with, McEnroe and Connors and Borg and these guys.
Why didn't you start it, Sam?
I mean, I could. If you give me some ideas, I guess I could. I mean, everyone's so nice.
But there has to be somebody that you just don't like, that they grunt or they take forever. Like, we know the gamesmanship that goes on, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple, every now I remember Djokovic a few years ago had a period where he would bounce the ball about 15 times before he would hit a serve. It might be, guys have little annoyances like that, but it's not enough that you dislike the guy.
What's the name of the fan club that you have? Are they known as the Samurais?
Yeah, I mean, that started about 10 years ago. It was all of my best friends from high school, but now that I'm 29, they're 29. They've since moved on and gotten real jobs, so they don't have time to travel around and cheer and take off their shirts and put body paint on anymore.
What if you didn't wear white? Like, what happens at Wimbledon if you forget to wear, or it's an off-white? I think, didn't somebody have black underwear on? Guys had black underwear on. They had to change their underwear.
Yeah, that was actually in the junior competition. They made them change their underwear. But if you have a little too much color on any of your shirts or hats or shoes, there's basically a Wimbledon wardrobe that they have, and they will bring you out one of the Wimbledon shirts or the Wimbledon hats, and they will make you change.
How nervous were you against Murray?
I was nervous right at the beginning. I went down 3-0 in about 5 minutes. And then, after that, once I finally held my serve and got on the scoreboard, I relaxed a little bit. But I'd played on center court there about 3 or 4 times before, so it wasn't my first time out there. But you always get some nerves right away just because you don't want to get embarrassed on such a big stage like that.
How many times you faced Roger Federer?
3 times.
And
I've lost all 3 times, and it hasn't been as close as the scores indicated. I've lost 6-4, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4, and he's, when he beats guys 6-4, 6-3, it's the easiest 6-4, 6-3 you can have. It's really not competitive a lot of the times.
Did you ever ask for like a racket or a shirt, or do like soccer guys do this and football players? Do you do that in tennis? Do you have any memorabilia?
I don't. The only time guys will ask for rackets and shirt is usually if it's for some type of charity event that they're doing. I might have a charity event that I want to donate a Roger Federer signed racket, and the guys are cool like that. But no one just kind of switches rackets and shirts like they do in soccer. I don't have any really tennis memorabilia at my house besides a couple of my own trophies.
If you didn't play tennis, what would you be doing?
Oh, that is a great question. Well, I was going to go to USC for tennis, and I right before school started 10 years ago, I decided to go pro. So I'm not sure what I would have majored in, but that's just a guess. Honestly, I'm not sure what I would be doing.
How big a Laker fan are you?
A huge Laker fan. I mean, they've been my team for 10 or 12 years. I've been watching the Summer League, watching Lonzo ball, so hopefully they can sneak into a playoff spot this year.
Really?
I mean, I'm not optimistic, but that's what I want to think.
Did you meet any of there's fans, there's some pretty important people, celebrities at Wimbledon. Do you get to say hello, interact with any of these people?
Yeah, they have like kind of a common lounge area there, and the only person I met this year was actually Draymond Green, who was there for 2 days. So I chatted with him for a little bit, but as you can see in the royal box every day, there's princesses, Bradley Cooper, you name it. It's just like the who's who of tennis or of the celebrity world watching those matches.
Do you have to watch your language at Wimbledon more than any other tournament?
Yes, Wimbledon is the tournament that will hand out fines faster than anyone. If one bad word slips out of your mouth, and that could be on the smallest court, the furthest away from center court, they will hit you with a $2,500 fine so fast.
Have you been fined?
I got fined last year. Yes, this year I was good. I had no fines, but last year I did get a fine.
Would you drop an F-bomb?
Yeah, I did. It was last year. It was my first round match. I was serving for the match at 8-7 in the fifth set, and I lost serve, and it had to come out. But I ended up winning the match. So usually, if you win a match and you get fined, you're okay with it. It's when you lose a match and get fined where it really hurts.
He's Sam Querrey, the U.S. pro tennis player. Big win over Andy Murray. What's your ranking now in the world?
The new rankings came out today, and I'm number 23.
All right. Is that the highest you've been?
No, I've been as high as 17 before, but I'm in a good spot right now at 23 because the way the tennis rankings work, I don't have any points to defend the rest of the year. So, essentially my ranking can only go up for the next 6 months.
How would you describe the state of men's tennis, U.S. men's tennis?
It's not bad. I mean, we don't have the Grand Slam champions like we had with Agassi, Sampras, Chang, Courier, but we've got 4 guys in the top 30 right now. John Isner, Jack Sock, Steve Johnson, myself. And then we've got about 5 or 6 guys that are like 19 or 20 years old that are in the top 100. So we're really deep. We just don't have that Grand Slam champion that we had, in the 90s.
Explain this reality show, Millionaire Matchmaker, in 2015, because it doesn't sound like it went well.
It didn't, but it was fun. It was it's pretty much the cheesiest dating show you could be on, and it's on the Bravo network. And I did it, almost 2.5, 3 years ago, and I didn't find love on it. Although I have a great girlfriend now. We didn't meet on that show, but it was something that was fun, and my buddies definitely made fun of me for it.
Okay, wait. How do you get to the point where you're going to be on Millionaire Matchmaker and put yourself out there for everybody to see?
My agent came to me and said, "Hey, there's this show if you want to be on it." And I kind of debated it for a while, and then kind of said, "What the hell?" and went on it. And as corny and as cheesy as it was actually a lot of fun, and I had a great time doing it. If
I said you could be any tennis player on tour, aside from yourself, you could have their life, whose life do you want?
It's got to be Federer. I mean, the guy seems beloved by everyone, the best of all time. He's when I say all the guys are nice in the locker room, he's the nicest guy too. I mean, he's just it's hard for the other players. Just watch him on the TV all day. If his match is on, everyone's in the locker room watching him. You're just in awe of him at all times.
Don't you wish he was a little bit of a jerk, though?
Yeah, I mean, he certainly has an arrogance and a cockiness about him, but it's in a good way. I mean, it's in a way of he knows he's the best.
If one of my guys faced you, like when we come out to California again, we usually stay in Santa Monica. Is that where you live?
I live in Santa Monica.
Do you go to Big Dean's at all down at the beach? Do you go down there and have beers?
I've been there a few times. That's like my dad's favorite spot. He's down there all the time, and I've been there a couple times.
All right. That's usually where we go. Maybe next time we're there, we'll get your dad to come down and we'll have some beers with him. But if I had you serve to one of my guys, would they be able to? Is there any chance that they'd be able to return serve?
Assuming they don't play tennis, I would say no. I mean, I could probably hit 100 serves at them. They might get one in play.
Okay.
But for a novice person to try to return a professional serve, it's very difficult.
Could you try to specifically hit them in like a nut shot?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I like that. Good.
Sometimes if if I'm on the course with some buddies or my cousins or something messing around, I'll always try to hit the serve as hard as I can, just right at their chest and hope it hits them.
Have you ever tried to hit the ball boy, the guy who's standing there at attention? Have you ever tried to smoke one of those ball boys?
I've never tried to smoke a ball boy, but there might be like a lines umpire in the back that maybe has had a tough call against you, and you might miss a serve on purpose and try to hit that guy.
Okay, that's understandable. Hey, congrats. Obviously, it was a great performance there, and hopefully bigger and better things. But when we come to Santa Monica again, if you can't make it out, then we're getting the old man down there and having some beers at Big Dean's.
That sounds good.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Got a new tennis player to root for, Sam Querrey. I like it. That's good performance there.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.